You're a dating coach, and the client who hires you to chase someone turns out to be your own boss going after you. Even when you tell him to give up, he corners you against the wall and demands answers, and you even push it further by testing him with a striptease trap. But every carefully laid snare you set, he walks right into. And he'll do anything for you, even make the whole complex bloom out of season. You resign overnight and try to vanish, all because you realize he's known you far longer than you thought. Your dog, it was his to begin with. When a fever knocks him down, your heart finally softens and you say yes. He takes it for a dream, too scared to believe it's real because you were burned by an office romance once. This time, he laces his fingers with yours and makes it public, and you finally see history won't repeat itself. To make money, I coach love online. I took a job from the stone-faced boss who's chasing me. I told him, "You two aren't meant to be. Her husband is someone else." Later, he pinned me to the wall. "Wife, what do you mean someone else? I'm a dating coach with a 95% success rate. That day, a rich guy dropped a cool $1 million for me to help him woo a girl. He sent a friend code. I scanned it. My boss? Who's the poor soul he's set on?" I grabbed my other work phone to double-check the WeChat. Yep, the same deadpan sourpuss who never smiles, Jason. While I was reeling, Jason DM'd my video platform account. "Haven't added me yet?" I snapped back to life. "Sorry, sweetie. Bad connection adding you now. A chance to earn my boss's money and sip the office tea? No way I'm missing that." I saved Jason's contact as Dog Tycoon and fired off a friend request. The chat popped instantly. Dog Tycoon. Hello. So eager? I narrowed my eyes. Hi there. Tell me about you and the lady. I'm her boss. We haven't really talked. Holy crap, it's someone in our company. And it's a secret crush? My heart pounded. I kept my gossip in check. What does she like? What's her vibe? Dog Tycoon. She's got a great personality, smiles a lot. Adorable when she does. Hates working. Loves getting off work and eating. I snorted with laughter. Who is this? Getting read by her boss for slacking tragic. Anything else? Dog Tycoon. Not sure. She's only been here 3 months. Likes dogs. There's a little dog charm on her bag. My grin froze. I turned slow-mo to the dog charm on my own bag. Plus 3 months at the company. Don't tell me I'm the unlucky one he likes. Dog Tycoon. Why the silence? Any issues? Panic shot through me. Sure. Jason's tall, rich, and handsome, but I've got a massive shadow over boss-employee romance. And that nitpicky jerk loves finding fault. Date him? I must have a death wish. But I'd signed a contract for the money. 24/7 on call. Guaranteed success. Double penalty if I bail. If I'd known the target was me, I'd have died before taking it. The universe is trolling me who coaches a guy on how to chase herself. Why aren't you replying? Dog Tycoon's patience was pure work mode. I snapped back. Stay cool. Maybe it isn't me. A girl who joined with me had the same charm. Maybe he means her. I probed. Why do you like her? Dog Tycoon. Do I need a reason? Great answer. If the girl weren't possibly me, I'd applaud. I couldn't push too hard. So, time for a more direct play. I typed through gritted teeth. You two are basically strangers. First, bump into her more naturally. Quietly figure out what she likes. Then send a surprise anonymously. When you're warmer, come clean. Slow burn. Dog Tycoon. What kind of surprise? Say, a bouquet that's one of a kind. I didn't sleep. At first light, I bolted to the office. All night I'd hammered it in. Make the bouquet unique to avoid friendly fire. I step in and freeze. There's a bouquet on my desk. And on every desk I can see. Every single one. Even the guys. And damn it, Each one's different. One of a kind didn't mean one unique bouquet per person for the whole company. What kind of Playboy strategy is this? I eyed the flaming red roses on my desk, then glanced at another, probably for a woman, bouquet daisies. Daisies say innocence, purity, and secret love. Both fit. In all my years, I've never seen a client this baffling. If I caught him, I'd shake his head to see if water sloshes out. Then I ran into Jason in the break room. Sharp suit, long frame the back alone screamed pressure. Wait, doesn't his coffee usually get delivered by the secretaries? Why's he out here? Naturally, increase contact flashed in neon across my brain. I did this to myself. No way I'm grabbing his head, so I tried to bolt. Too late, his chiseled, colder than his billed face turned toward me. Boom! Eye contact. I froze and smiled. Haha. Morning, Mr. Jason. You grabbing coffee too? He kept that mask on, stepped aside, and motioned me forward. I had to bite the bullet and stand beside him. Awkward. Now that I suspected he might like me, I had no idea what face to wear. He said nothing, all the way through my brew. Weird. From his chat vibe, he seemed urgent. If it's really me, wouldn't he say something with me right here? A long, pale hand slid in and switched off the machine. I jolted and looked up. His coffin-lid face was even colder. He pointed at my cup. It's full. I thanked him fast, even more confused. Is this how you treat your crush? I left with my coffee and a smile. He gave me a nod. No sound this time. I finally relaxed. Who's that icy to the person they're into? Yeah, can't be me. Humming, I got back to my desk, picked up the spare phone, and fell straight into an ice bath. Jason had spammed me. Dog. Tycoon. I just ran into her in the break room. Looks like she didn't sleep dark circles. Should I send something to perk her up? I swallowed my scream and forced calm. Easy! Easy! Maybe some other sleep-deprived girl ran into him while I was out. I pushed back. Did you send the flowers? Dog Tycoon. Sent. What kind? Red roses. There went my last shred of hope. It's me. Before I could process that, more messages fired in. To avoid gossip, I sent them to everyone, all different. I'm surprised you, a consultant, didn't think of this. Makes me question your professional level. Do better. I won't let my feelings bring her trouble. I blinked, didn't expect him to spin something that nuanced. My mood flipped, from mixed to mad. Doubting my skills? Absolutely not. If not for testing him, I'd never recommend anonymous flowers. That's a meh tactic. My 95% isn't for show, but I can't exactly unleash the real playbook on how to chase me. While I stewed, he pinged again. Should I send something to show I care or not? Don't, I typed, jaw tight. You two won't work. Jason, you don't even know our situation. Oh, I know it intimately. I racked my brain and light bulb. I just cast a divination. Your birth charts clash. Jason, a love coach who reads fortunes? Of course. Love's a mystical thing. You two aren't fated. Let it go. Whatever you do, she's destined not to like you. Jason scoffed. Keep bluffing. I smirked and dropped the nuke. Don't believe me? My third eye says those roses are already in the trash. Want to check? I hit send, then launched a perfect three-pointer, tossed the roses in the bin. A moment later, Jason ghosted past outside. In the corner of my eye, his gaze snagged on the trash can. I snuck a look at his retreating back. He panicked. He bought it. He even walked out of sync. I pretended to work for 2 hours, then figured it was about time and messaged Jason. So, confirmed it yet? Dog Tycoon shot back instantly. You were bluffing. I don't believe it. How could she not like me? Workaholic not working? Guess he really took the hit. I chuckled and typed, "Bro, stop struggling. No matter how hard you try, it's a lost cause." Then, trying to sound kind, I added, "Honestly, that girl's not as great as you think. Let's find you someone else. I'll do it for free. What's wrong with your so-called eye? Blind much? She's amazing, okay?" My face burned. Then came the headache. Why is this man so stubborn? Seriously, what on earth does he even see in me? Bro, you've known her for just 3 months. How can you be that into her already? You're faking, right? Jason replied with a dry chuckle. Didn't you say you could divine things? Didn't see that I've known her for more than 3 months? More than 3 months? When did that happen? I scratched my head in frustration, but couldn't ask him directly. Then, light bulb moment. Wait, I can't ask on the fake account, but I can on the real one. I volunteered to deliver some files to his office and knocked on the door. "Come in, Mr. Jason. Here are the documents you requested." Jason glanced at the file, but didn't even look at me. He just let out a flat grunt. Remembering how chatty he was online, I pursed my lips. Thick eyebrows, cold face, 2 personalities. With that attitude, who's he ever gonna win over? Staying single for life would be mild punishment. After a brief pause, Jason suddenly looked up, frowning so hard his brows tangled together. Anything else? Curiosity got the better of me. I put on a face that was 30% surprised, 50% curious, and 20% naive. "Mr. Jason, you look a bit familiar. Have we met before?" Jason's pupils tightened. Then he said coldly, "No." I blinked, blurting, Jason's tone was icy. "Anything else?" "No, nothing." I walked out of his office completely confused. This man's brain must be wired wrong. What's so hard about admitting we've met? It's not like he used to be a beggar I once gave spare change to and now feels humiliated to be a CEO. As if... Still, on my way home, I passed that same corner and glanced over. The beggar was still kneeling there, but when no one was around, he whipped out his iPhone 13 Pro and started scrolling TikTok. For a second, I really thought Jason's weird logic was infecting me. Whatever. Who cares when he met me? Jason clearly didn't act like I was anyone special anyway. Didn't see him after work either. A few months of cold distance and he'd move on men. I know the type. Jason must have taken the hit pretty hard though, because he hadn't bothered me through the consultation app since. Days later, when my dog leash ended up looped around Jason, it was my turn to panic. "Wasn't I just saying we wouldn't run into each other after work? Did I jinx it?" Half an hour earlier, I'd been walking my dog when it suddenly went nuts, broke free, and sprinted ahead. Exhausted, I flung the leash forward, hoping to cowboy lasso its head. Missed the dog, hit my boss. Jason must have been out jogging. Gone was the suit. He was in workout gear, broad shoulders, narrow waist, long legs, all in sharp contrast. My dumb dog circled him, wagging like crazy, and somehow that usual icy aura around him softened. No time to admire, though. I forced a smile. "Mr. Jason, I'm so sorry. Let me get that off you." Jason patted my dog's head. "It's fine." Then his eyes flicked to me, calm and focused. Cute. Was he talking about the dog or me? I could only laugh awkwardly. From the moment I ran into Jason, I'd felt off balance. After a few polite exchanges, I used time to head home as an excuse. Thought he'd give me his usual monosyllabic grunt. Instead, he suddenly lifted his gaze. "I'll walk you." Excuse me, what? Totally off script. I waved my hands. "Oh, no. That's really not necessary. I'd hate to trouble you." Jason's face was unreadable. "Where do you live?" New View Gardens. No trouble. On the way. On the way! My ass don't think I don't see through that. He even looped the leash back onto my dog. Smooth and quick. I'll hold it. Don't want him running off again. And just like that, under my dog's eager blessing, Jason and I walked side by side toward home. That's when I realized he was a whole head taller than me. One hand on the leash, the other flying across his phone. Fingers tapping fast. His lips twitched slightly, probably handling work stuff. Just as I was thinking that, Jason suddenly turned toward me. I snapped my gaze away. His low voice came. "What's your dog's name?" I froze, stammering. "It's, Buddy." Buddy barked happily, totally selling me out. I instantly regretted that name, it sounded so goofy. Old folks say silly names keep pets alive longer." Huh. A second later, Jason laughed. "It's nice. Sounds healthy." For a moment, the world melted, the ice thawed. Life bloomed. I saw him truly smile for the first time. And damn, a man's smile could be breathtaking. My heart skipped like crazy. When he caught me staring, Jason's face reset to default. "What?" Before I could respond, something wet hit my head. A downpour broke loose. We dashed back to the complex, soaked to the bone. I handed him the leash. "Boss, you should head home. You've had a long day." But Jason bent down, gently stroking the drenched dog's head. Eyes soft. Honestly, he looked like he liked the dog more than me. "It's pouring. Mind if I wait out the rain at your place?" I opened my mouth. Looked at the literal sheet of water outside. No way to kick him out now. The second I opened the door, I wanted to die. My apartment was a disaster. Empty ramen cup on the table, clothes everywhere. Jason's gaze landed on the noodles. I forced a laugh. "Haha, sorry, bit messy. Let me grab you a towel." I bolted to my room. My spare phone was blinking. I picked it up and froze. It was flooded with Jason's messages. "Huh, you said we had no fate. Then how come we ran into each other walking the dog? We're heading home together now. She's so cute in private. The dog too." A flood of rainbow fluff texts. All compliments mostly about me. The last one was recent. "Ah, I'm in her house now. What do I do?" Oh, hell. Normally, I'd tell clients to seize the chance. Go for it. Push the momentum. But this was my house. And, well, not gonna lie, the way he gushed about me made my chest feel light. Didn't expect the cold boss to have such a soft side. Kinda adorable. I shook my head hard. "Isabel, what the hell are you thinking? Go back out there. Wait till the rain eases. Send him home." Just as I was about to leave, another message popped up. Double compensation. 4 words stabbed me in the eyes. "Dude, what's going on?" "Let's talk," Jason replied, cold as ice. "You breached the contract. Since last Thursday. You've been slacking on my consultations. Now you're ignoring me altogether. Serious breach." My hands trembled. Even through text, I could feel his CEO pressure. "Most importantly, you dampened my mood with your negativity." "Oh, so that's the issue?" I forced a grin. "Bro, I didn't mean to ghost you. I just forgot my phone." "Same difference. You haven't given any useful advice. Why am I even paying you?" I went blank. Seeing that $1,000,000 penalty flash before my eyes, I decided it was time to play dirty. "Bro, I've got a killer idea guaranteed to work." "Oh?" I could practically picture his eyebrow lifting a fraction. "Let's hear it. If it's useless, next time you'll be talking to my lawyer." I inhaled deeply, gritting my teeth. "Fine, you asked for it. Take off your clothes. She likes that. Dog tycoon. Are you insane? Won't she think I'm a pervert?" I took another breath. "Just the shirt. That's her thing. Once she sees your body, She'll be too tempted to move. Dog tycoon. Your phrasing is she's not that type of person. I smirked. I gave you the tip. If you don't use it, not my fault. Exactly my goal. If he doesn't do it, I'm safe. No jail time for me. Genius! Grinning, I grabbed a towel and headed back out. What I saw froze me. Jason's shirt gone. He actually did it. I swallowed hard. His body was sculpted perfection, a flawless V-shape, 8-pack abs, every line carved just right. Okay, he did have the looks to pull off seduction. But what shocked me more was that his black workout tee was clamped in Buddy's jaws. My dog pranced around like it was a lion dance prop. I looked at Jason, then the dog. Jason looked at the dog, then at me. After a long pause, he said, deadpan, "My shirt." He pulled it off. Buddy stopped mid-prance and gave Jason the most offended look imaginable. "So you're bullying me, 'cause I can't talk. Huh? Really?" Jason enunciated each word, ears turning red. It was him. "Woof, woof, woof, woof!" Buddy spat out the tea and barked at me in outrage. I made a quick moral decision, sacrifice the dog. I kicked his butt gently, scooped up the shirt. Ha ha ha, right. My bad. Poor training on my part. I bowed. "Sorry, mister." "Jason, here, use this towel. I'll wash your shirt right away." Jason seemed relieved, took the towel, and whether on purpose or not, tightened his abs, the lines standing out even more. After all that talk, shouldn't I test the results with a little touch? I thought it, and I did it. Wow. Firm, smooth. Okay. Maybe not a total loss. Feeling his muscles tense like a statue, I pretended nothing happened and dashed to the bathroom. The spare phone buzzed again. Dog tycoon. "Ah! She touched me." It wouldn't stop vibrating. Jason kept spamming his shock. Seeing the danger pass, I hummed smugly. "Well, impressed yet?" Dog tycoon instantly cooled down. "Lucky hit. Don't get cocky. There's something else I've wanted for a while. If you can make it happen, maybe I'll admit you're good." My heart jumped. Something he's wanted for a long time? Please don't be creepy. I'm a consultant, not that kind of professional. Dog tycoon. I don't want her calling me Mr. Jason anymore. How can I get her to use my name? Just in private. I blinked. That's it? So wholesome? Sorry, my mind was the dirty one, Jason added nervously. Hurry, she'll be back any minute. That's easy. I texted. Just tell her. Dog tycoon. Straight out? Won't that scare her off? Nope. If she runs, I'll refund double. Deal. You said it. When I came back to the living room with the freshly washed and dried shirt, Jason whipped around, eyes a little tight. I pretended not to notice. Mr. Jason, here you go. Thanks. He took it, movement slightly stiff as he put it on. The air felt delicate. I silently cheered him on. Come on, say it. Jason drew in a quiet breath, face composed but voice low. When we're in private, don't call me Mr. Jason anymore, just my name. Okay, Jason. Jason froze, ears instantly turning red. My heart rate shot to 100. Damn it, why is he this cute? Jason sat there for a while longer, looking like he was about to text again. I panicked. He'd already stripped when I told him to, and now the name thing too. If he goes further next, am I supposed to say yes or no? Spotting the drizzle outside, I tossed him an umbrella. Jason, the rain's letting up. You should head home. Jason glanced out the window and nodded. Watching Dog Tycoon obediently leave, I finally exhaled. A little later, a message popped up. You really do have some skill. So, you believe me now? For now. I nudged him gently. Since you trust me, I'll say it again. It's not that I want to ruin your mood, but honestly, you and this girl, you just aren't meant to be. Why don't you just give up? Yeah. It's better for everyone. Dog tycoon. Ha, better for you, maybe. I'm not giving up. Instead of wasting time trying to talk me out of it, why don't you figure out how to help me change my fate? My vision went black as I flopped onto the couch, groaning in frustration. He admits my powers work and still won't give up? What did I ever do to make him like me this much? Maybe in a past life I was a monk and he was a demon sent to torment me. I was stuck. If I act useless, he threatens legal action. If I act helpful, he gets hopeful and goes all in. Maybe I should just say yes and see what happens. Honestly, when Jason isn't in work mode, he's kinda adorable. That thought was halfway out before I slammed the brakes. No, Isabel, absolutely not. Have you forgotten what happened last time? A normal office romance. And when it got exposed, that scumbag turned it all on me, said. I seduced my boss. The whole company followed the gossip wind, mocking, sneering, shoving me out with silent cruelty until I was barely holding on. I almost fell apart before I finally quit. Every job after that was a dead end. This one, I fought hard to get it. If not for Buddy, I probably wouldn't have made it. And back then, that ex also seemed perfect at first. The thought hardened me again. No, I had to stick to the plan, make Jason give up first, so I could get out clean. Fine then, Jason, you forced my hand. Let's see if you can reach for the stars. Literally. But after a few rounds, I was numb. Jason's bottom line was ridiculously low. Whatever absurd thing I said, he did it. Company lunches got better. Breaks extended 30 minutes. Overtime vanished. And he even approved my solo vacation. I was floored. Instead of slowing him down, I'd practically helped him unlock my preferences one by one. This couldn't go on. Clearly, my divine conditions weren't outrageous enough. Dog tycoon. The movie she wanted to see is coming out. How can I invite her to go with me? Great. Now he's asking me out. I took a deep breath, ready to drop a bomb. That one's tricky. First, you have to invite her in person, right in front of her apartment complex. Second, it has to be surrounded by a sea of flowers. Her apartment, a sea of flowers? I stared at the bare branches outside. Exactly. The whole complex. Trees, soil, everything must be blooming. And it has to look naturally grown, a seamless field of blossoms. Otherwise, the atmosphere won't be right, and she'll turn you down. Dog tycoon. But it's November. Where am I supposed to find blooming trees? That's the point. I grinned wickedly. Brother, your signs clash. You'll need a miracle to make it work. Dog tycoon. So it went from not compatible to clashing now. You're kidding me. Of course not. When have I ever lied to you? I typed with passion. If it's impossible, we'll just wait till next spring. Jason didn't reply. Guess I finally stumped him. I went to bed smiling. Let's see you beat that, genius. But a few days later, I was proven so wrong. When I came home, I froze. My entire complex was drenched in pink blossoms. People crowded the streets. Reporters, too, covering this miraculous off-season bloom. I ran to the biggest tree. Holy crap. It was real. Freshly transplanted and naturally alive. Every tree had been replaced. Was Jason insane? How much manpower, money, and logistics did this take? Was I really worth that? My chest twisted painfully, touched despite myself. I scanned the crowd, and there he was. Jason, brows knit, clearly searching for someone. When our eyes met, his whole face softened. He lifted a hand and waved. Tall, poised, breathtaking among the drifting petals. He walked toward me like a scene from a drama. It was beautiful, would have been perfect if he hadn't been walking off beat. He looked so tense, it almost made me want to cheer him on. Jason went through the motions and asked me out. When I said yes, I don't think even he realized how his eyes lit up. My emotions were a mess. Before I could untangle them, my small account buzzed. Dog Tycoon. She said yes. We're going to the movies together. I typed back with a forced smile. Congrats. Like I had a choice. His lawyer had already called me. Then lightning struck. This Saturday, clear your schedule. I'll be messaging you live during the date, so I don't mess up. Double accounting right under his nose? Just kill me now. Dog Tycoon. What? Didn't you say our signs clash and I should be extra careful? I'm asking you to guide me through problem. I already have plans that day. Oh? You have plans? Fine then. I barely started to breathe before Jason added. My lawyer will reach out to you. He's undefeated, by the way. I grit my teeth. No, I'll do it. God help me. After all the ways I'd messed with him. If Jason ever found out I was the so-called doghead master, I was toast. I couldn't let it slip. The anxiety wrecked my sleep, while Jason seemed downright thrilled. What should I wear? Can you calculate her favorite style? Color? Cut? All of it? Does car color matter? Should I fix my hair? I'm inviting her as a friend, so should I skip the flowers? But I really want to give her some. Maybe I can bribe a florist to make it look casual. I was on the verge of collapse. Bro, can you chill? What's next? You gonna message me before every step of the date? Want me to divine which foot to step out with for good luck? Dog. Tycoon. Not a bad idea. Do it now. The night before the movie, I couldn't sleep. Next morning, I stared at the dark circles under my eyes and sighed. Lord, when will this madness end? Seeing Jason, I finally relaxed a little. He'd been so nervous before that I worried he'd overdo it. But even in a simple trench coat, he was stupidly handsome. I was on edge the whole way, afraid he'd ping me out of nowhere. Yet all the way until we were waiting in the theater. Nothing. Huh? So he's flying solo now. Just as I exhaled, Jason picked up his phone. Alarm bells. Sure enough, my phone buzzed. Dog Tycoon. We haven't talked for 3 minutes. Does she think I'm boring? Quick, give me a topic. I glanced at his stoic face and snorted out loud. The contrast was killing me. Jason looked up sharply. What's funny? N. Nothing. Close one. I tucked my phone away fast. Jason nodded, letting it go. Another message popped up. She's texting someone and smiling. Am I too dull? Oh my God. He sounded like a sad puppy with droopy ears. My heart squeezed. Then it hit me if I keep him talking to me in person, he won't have time to text. That way, my secret stays safe. So I chatted non-stop until the movie finally started. At last, I could breathe. Surely he wouldn't text during the movie, right? I closed my eyes to fake a nap and promptly fell asleep, for real. I even dreamed. In the dream, his gaze was cold and deadly. No one in this world plays me and walks away. Dump her in the river. No, I jolted awake, gasping, and realized it was just the movie on screen. Thank God. Then I turned and froze. Jason was holding my phone, the work phone. His profile photo lit up the chat, Dog Tycoon, glaring from the top. Jason met my eyes for 2 seconds, then said quietly, Your phone kept buzzing. I was just trying to mute it. And, thanks. My brain short-circuited as I forced a smile. God, what do I do now? I hadn't even done anything. The air was painfully awkward. After handing back the phone, Jason didn't say another word, and I bolted. I couldn't shake the feeling he might actually toss me in a river. I peeked at the chat logs. While I'd been asleep, he'd sent tons of messages. She fell asleep. What do I do? Should I let her lean on my shoulder? Would that be crossing the line? Where are you? Each one got progressively more frantic. In the end, he must have lost patience and called my real phone. I went cold all over. I couldn't even imagine his face when he realized the person trolling him was me. He'd be disappointed or furious enough to kill me. Worse, I'd let him down. A dull ache formed in my chest, a mix of guilt and fear. The ghosts of my past heartbreaks clawed back. I couldn't go through it again. That night, I refunded every cent of his consultation fee and submitted my resignation. This time, I'd leave on my own terms. Before logging off, I opened our chat one last time. I owed him an apology at least. Just as I was debating what to say, 3 dots appeared. Typing. Jason. Come to my office tomorrow. My stomach dropped. Was he going to explode? Drag me in front of everyone and humiliate me? I showed up trembling at his door the next day and knocked. Come in. The moment I entered, I bent at a 90-degree angle. I'm sorry! I'm so sorry! Mr. Jason, I didn't mean it. I just panicked and didn't know what to do. I'll resign myself. Whatever you decide. I'll even pay compensation if needed. I'll pay it back slowly. Just please don't sue. I was breathless by the end. Jason's low voice cut through. Sit down. His usual stern face revealed nothing, and I sat like a scolded schoolgirl. You don't need to quit. The company's future's solid, and your skills fit well here. Don't throw that away. I blinked. You're not mad. Jason's tone stayed calm. Nothing to be mad about. Even if I were, I wouldn't hurt you. I was just surprised. Thinking it over, if our roles were reversed, I might have done the same. His lashes lowered slightly. I've put you under a lot of pressure lately. His voice softened. You must have been scared. I'm sorry. My nose stung. No, I should be the one apologizing. God, how could he be this kind? The guilt was crushing me. Isabel. Yes, it was the first time I realized that Jason had ever said my name. Jason met my eyes, the tips of his ears faintly pink, his gaze sincere and steady. Honestly, after realizing both accounts were you, what I felt most was relief. At least there isn't really any fate or destiny keeping us apart. His eyes gleamed, making my chest burn. You already know how I feel about you, don't you? I just don't know how you feel about me. I was deeply moved, really, but still, I bowed low to him and turned him down. Jason was nothing like my ex. I knew that well. He truly respected people. None of that fake charm that fades in days. And he really liked me. Maybe I did like him too. Just a little. But my ex had left me with something close to PTSD. After hearing my string of apologies, Jason didn't scowl or snap. He simply nodded. Saying no is your right. You don't need to apologize for that. God, he was so good it only made me feel worse. I bowed again. Hard. Boss, I'll work even harder to repay your kindness. Jason gave a faint, helpless smile but said nothing. I thought that was it, that we'd just go back to being boss and employee. But the next day, Thursday, everyone in the company got a KFC Crazy Thursday meal, courtesy of the boss himself. My co-workers gawked. Whoa, what's up with him today? He's in such a good mood. I stared at the chicken nuggets on my desk, feeling weird. Don't tell me it's because I quoted that Crazy Thursday slogan yesterday. The smell was tempting, but I didn't dare eat. I went to knock on Jason's door. Ahem, boss, are you in about the KFC? The world's best boss looked up. What's wrong? You don't want to eat it? Oh my God. It was because of me. No, boss. It's just, I turned you down, remember? The world's best boss. I know. Then why? There's no rule saying being rejected means I can't keep pursuing you, right? I froze. Jason spoke calmly, like a man who'd written the rulebook. Refusing is your right. Pursuing is mine. Don't worry. No one at work will ever know, and I'll make sure you're never dragged into any trouble because of it. So, will you give me the right to keep trying? By that point, it was nearly impossible to say no. I'd thought he'd quit after hitting the wall, but turns out he just keeps running into it again and again. Why me, though? I remembered what he'd said about knowing me longer than 3 months and asked about it. Jason only smiled. That's something only my girlfriend gets to know. Huh? So now he's playing push and pull. Fine. Let him crash a few more times. Maybe he'll stop. At work, things went on as usual, but guilt made me throw myself into my tasks. During late nights, the company always had little sweet breaks. Milk tea, desserts, and sometimes small gifts arrived at my home too. Mostly toys for Buddy, or flowers for me. They weren't expensive, just thoughtful. I transferred money back to Jason. You really shouldn't have. Jason refused. It's normal to put in effort for someone you like. My face burned. Ever since he found out, he'd been unleashed. Every word he'd once said on the alt account, he now said directly to me. Besides, it's nothing to me. Don't feel pressured. Oh, sure. Rub your wealth in the face of the working class, huh? Jason chuckled. Exactly. The evil capitalist. Maybe what I need is a hero of the working class to reform me. Want to give it a try? I was done for. His flirting was getting smoother by the day, and I could barely keep up. Still, there was such clumsy sincerity to it. No calculation at all. One afternoon, after yet another round of company-wide tea treats, a coworker whispered, "Do you think Mr. Jason's in love?" Totally. He even smiles now. Love's working wonders. So he's not made of stone after all. Huh. Makes me want to try chasing him myself. Hearing that, my chest tightened for no clear reason. So I went to the break room for water and ran into Jason's assistant. "Oh, Isabel, wait a sec," Carlos called out. "Can you drop these files off at Mr. Jason's place after work? He needs to review them tonight." Jason's place? I'd just been saying he was clumsy, and now this? Carlos gave a tired smile. I wouldn't ask if I wasn't swamped. Mr. Jason's running a fever, and I've been covering most of his work. I froze. He was sick? But he messaged me this morning. Why didn't he say anything? Doesn't he know a sick man triggers every girl's protective instincts? He really has no idea how to play this game. Besides, you live in the same complex. It's on your way. But if you'd rather not, I'll find someone else. Then he hurried off. He lives in the same complex as me? I stared at the address for a long moment before sighing. Fine. I'd go myself. No point troubling anyone else, right? And after all the nice things Jason's done for me, I should check on him. Just repaying kindness, nothing personal, of course. The stack of files nearly made me pity him mountain high. Being a boss wasn't easy. We did live in the same community, though his block was across the street where prices shot up by millions. Life was unfair. I rang the bell. Jason opened the door. What took you so long? The files. He froze mid-sentence when he saw me. Why you? Why are you here? Dressed in loungewear, pale-faced and messy-haired. He looked disarmingly gentle. I cleared my throat. Carlos was busy, so he asked me to bring these. I mean, come in. Just wait a second. Jason coughed a few times, eyes flushed red, grabbed a brand new pair of pink bunny slippers from the shoe rack and dashed inside. I stared at them, hesitated, and slid my feet in. Perfect fit. How did he know my shoe size? My chest warmed. I stepped inside just as Jason hurried back out, now in casual clothes. and wearing a mask. I'm not fully recovered yet, don't want you catching it. Sure, but Carlos didn't matter, huh? I tried convincing him to take it off, but he refused. So, I sat there, watching him sign those endless papers, keeping his distance, breathing heavier by the minute, his movement slowed, his breath rough. This didn't look good. Jason, maybe rest a bit? The files can wait. He lifted his gaze, eyes glazed and dazed. Something felt off. I reached out to check his forehead. He didn't pull away, in fact. He leaned forward so I could... Damn. He was burning up. What was he doing out of bed like this? I hauled him up and half dragged him to the bedroom, then started cooling him down with wet towels. Luckily, his meds were nearby. Jason, wake up. Take these. His eyes fluttered open, hazy. Isabel? Yeah, it's me. Finally awake. Come on, take your medicine. He stared at me for a moment. Then he smiled faintly. You're so cute. My face went up in flames. Great. He's fever, delirious, and flirty. I propped him up to drink the medicine. He cooperated quietly, sweet as could be. When he finished, I couldn't help patting his head. Good boy. Jason beamed, like a kid handed a new toy. As I turned to fetch more water, his hand suddenly caught my wrist. His eyes, dark and unblinking, locked on me. His palm was scorching. Can't you stay a little longer? I froze. In this state, there was no way I could refuse him. When I nodded, Jason smiled. Satisfied. Am I dreaming right now? Fever Jason was a rare sight, so I teased him. Yeah, sure. I see. He paused, gaze softening. Then at least in my dream, can you promise to be my girlfriend? I held his gaze for a long time before nodding. Okay. Jason smiled again. Thank you. Then he closed his eyes and drifted off. You finally got a yes and didn't even follow it up? What a clueless man. But I meant it this time. I could see his sincerity and I finally saw my own heart clearly. Letting past pain block something real would be a waste. If it's Jason, I want to try. His hand still held mine, so I sat there, bored, letting my eyes wander. On his desk was a framed photo. I looked closer. Grass, sunlight. A girl and a dog smiling brightly. Both looked oddly familiar. Wait, that was me and Buddy. I gently slipped my hand free and went to check. Same outfit as last year. So he really had seen me before. I'd definitely be asking him about that later. Jason woke up 3 hours later. You're awake! He blinked, disoriented. How long did I sleep? After checking the time, he sighed deeply. Sorry for the trouble. I smiled. No need to be so formal. But if you really feel sorry, maybe explain this photo. Jason's pupils shrank when he saw the frame. He glanced at the desk, then exhaled. Buddy used to be my dog. His name was Robin. My mouth twitched. No wonder when I first called him Buddy. He looked so offended. A few months ago, Buddy had run off from Jason's place. Jason had searched everywhere, posting flyers. The pet store later told him someone had found the dog me. He came intending to talk, but when he saw what kind of shape I was in, he thought taking Buddy away might break me completely. So he left him, quietly watching from afar. And somewhere along the way, feelings got involved. You know the rest. You joined my company. I froze. The time I found Buddy was right after my worst heartbreak. If Jason had taken him back then, I might not have survived that period. Why didn't you tell me before? I should be thanking you. Jason was silent for a moment. I didn't want you to relive bad memories. And honestly, spying like that felt creepy. I was afraid if you knew, you'd never want to see me again. I shrugged, holding the photo. Well, that's a bit awkward now. I already said yes, so backing out this soon would be kinda immoral, huh? Jason's eyes widened. Wait, when? You said yes? A few hours ago. Really? You're not teasing me, are you, Isabel? Say it again. In the photo, the smiling girl and the present me overlapped perfectly. Maybe fate really does work, quietly tying people together before they even realize it. Since I'd slept through our last movie, Jason had been too nervous to enjoy it, so we decided to rewatch it as our first official date. He was still a bit stiff. Walking side by side, I could feel him trying several times to hold my hand, only to pull back each time. I couldn't take it anymore and grabbed his hand myself. Man, you really don't know how to do this, huh? At times like this, you just grab it, make her heart race. I looked up to see Jason's face pink. He nodded slowly. Then you'll have to teach me more. I'll learn. His shy tone hit me right in the heart. Mischief sparked. Tsk, tsk. Blushing just from holding hands? What'll you do when we try something else? I leaned closer, whispering in his ear. Instantly, his whole body went rigid. I burst out laughing until something soft brushed my cheek. Jason's ears were scarlet. Other things, I can do those too. I was sure his blush had spread to my face now. Still, I was glad I hadn't let fear make me miss this. Otherwise, I'd never know how happy this could feel. But joy always tempts fate. Just around the corner, we ran into a coworker. Mr. Jason, Isabel. Her eyes nearly popped out as she looked down at our joined hands, gasping. You two. The scene replayed from my nightmares. My blood ran cold. Then, Jason's fingers tightened around mine. Yes, he said softly. We're together. It took me a long time to win her over. I'd rather the company not know yet. Could you keep it secret for now? The girl's face lit up like she'd just witnessed a romance drama. Yes, of course. Unlike before, Jason was calm, composed, utterly reliable. He handled everything before I could even open my mouth. History wouldn't repeat itself. When the coworker left, I glanced at him. So, big CEO, being my secret lover, doesn't that bother you? Not at all, he said, squeezing my hand tighter, smiling bright as the sun. I can wait until the day we make it official.